Say that again?
I got a warning that we can only do 8 hours.
Oh,
well, we better
get started.
That's right.
Okay, so we were talking about the paper, and what I'd like to do is for you guys to like look at each other's stuff and to give comments. So there was a spreadsheet for the checkpoint number 3 that you could go in and submit comments. Only one group's paper is on there, so if you could get it on there, that would be super.
I'll post times tonight.
Okay.
Where's the spreadsheet?
It's under checkpoint number 3 in module C, and I just put it on the community, and I just put it in the chat.
Okay.
So if you can just make sure you look through people's papers, and the purpose here is not a love fest. It's nice to be like, oh, good job, I love this. I mean, good. That doesn't help anybody get better. So, you know, sometimes it's some hard truth, so that with the purpose of getting better, and so that we sharpen each other. So that's the purpose. It's not to be rude. Yeah, real criticism. For my class, I was supposed to go through and give, we had to make a module in Moodle. I turned in this class, by the way. I asked her. She said it was okay. So I'm like, what kind of modules have been making? So, but I look at everybody else's, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do you guys know what a picture is? Can you put one in there? Just
oh no.
face show up anywhere. Not to say that my course design is so awesome, but I really try hard to personalize it and try to think of, you know, how to get you guys connecting, and these guys don't. It's like, oh. The class that I'm taking is creating an online course for adult learners. But so anyway, I went through and I was giving, you know, like, this is not good. You're reading from a script on your video. I mean, you know, and I tell them things that I like they did well, like they bolded the due dates. Like, I should do that, right? You know, there's things that I got out of that. Except I just don't really care about the due dates for this class because it's summer. But, you know, then I started, like, forget this. There's no way this is even coming across good enough. And I started using Camtasia, and I was videotaping myself going through their course. I'm like, look at this. Look how boring this is. I said it way nicer than that.
That's awesome. That's funny.
Yeah. But I did. I videotaped it, and I put it on there.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, I figured that they're not. I'm saving some poor class of adult learners. That's really the way this is going to go from their bad teaching. But you know, they're not going to get better if people are like, because everyone else's comments are like, oh, this is so clearly outlined. Yes, you have an outline, and it's so boring. It makes me want to choke. Like,
right.
So are we going to be allowed to make corrections to our paper?
Yeah, make corrections. That's a Google Doc. That's the beauty of Google Docs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, no, for sure. That's the purpose of doing the peer evaluation is so that you will make corrections.
Yes. Yeah.
So don't give them lighthearted. Be kind. Don't say this sucks.
Sound like my student.
It's rude. Okay? You could say, well, I think it could be less sucky.
It's so lame.
Can we put on their IDK? I don't know. That's what my students do.
Yeah, but giving somebody a suggestion like get better without telling them how they could get better is not very useful.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
Whatever. So anyway, with the purpose that we sharpen each other and we want to help each other to get better, that's the vein that you want to give comments.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and I like to put smiley faces, which is another reason that I switched to Camtasia, because Camtasia will put the video in there. Because then I could, like, well...
I was smiling when I said it, you know.
I didn't do that. But
That's how I meant
no,
it.
but it's nice to put a friendly face and tone. It's really hard to give constructive criticism without your face on it. So, yeah.
Well, I'm definitely guilty of the what did you call it? Lighthearted. I think it's because I'm a preschool, kindergarten, first grade teacher. So I'm like, great, this looks nice. But I know that's not helping anybody. Unless you're 5 or 6, then it's great for them. But nobody.
I don't know. I tell my 5 and 6-year-old, I'm like, that you can do better than that.
Yeah.
Don't scribble
I
anything.
tell my own kids that for sure.
Actually put effort into that. Oh, but like on that vein. My daughter Bacon, she gave this to me yesterday. I don't think you can see it.
You're not moving. You're not doing anything. I don't see you at all.
Am I not moving? I look like I'm moving.
No,
Yeah.
I don't see any movement from anybody except for Sam.
Oh no.
Is anybody else? Am I moving?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can see you.
Okay.
That's weird.
You want to exit and come back in.
Okay, I'll try it.
So you can't see this, but she took glue and construction paper, and then it's pencil on there. That's me, and that's her.
Oh.
She drew us together.
I can't see the pencil at all, but how cute.
But she put, yeah, it's in pencil, so you can't see it at all. But she put some effort into that.
Aw. Yeah. Very cute.
Make things for me.
Oh.
Like, I don't know what this is.
A beautiful piece of artwork.
Yeah.
Abstract art.
Right.
On it, and she said it was us, so, you know.
Aw.
Aw. Okay, right. So in that case, where's
Right.
good?
Yes, definitely.
It means something to her. She's 4.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, that being the point. And so, like, when you're talking about doing an online, when we work with our students and we talk about feedback, not only is it important for us to do that, but when we want students to do peer feedback, and I think that's a really important skill for them to do, we need to teach them and structure what that looks like and how to do it, and then hold them accountable for the quality of their comments,
Right.
no matter what grade level we teach.
Right.
And I try to do that, peer editing and whatnot, in my, with my students. And one thing that seems to work really well with them is incorporating accountable talk. When we say, can you tell me more about this? Can you give me more information here? And kind of giving them those sentence starters, because they will. They'll just say, oh, this is really good, or I like that. It's like, well, what do you like about it? And giving them the sentence starters does seem to make a difference.
Yeah, no, exactly. So when I, like, with my adult students that I use at Fresno State, and I have them do group peer evaluation, you know, you gotta, like, I use a Google form, and it's not just what was good, what was bad, like, you gotta break it down, and then, and even in the help text, I'm like, don't say good job,
Right.
you know, and give them some examples. One thing I like about doing things like spreadsheets and mail merge is copy and paste so that I can give good comments to everybody, because otherwise the bottom of the stack gets... Yeah! It's great. You need to get better. Okay. So what is confusing? Anything I need to fix up?
I don't.
If we're supposed to be following everything on the Moodle, then we should be good, correct?
Yeah.
So my question would be, the spreadsheet doesn't match it. There's some things on the spreadsheet that is not on the Moodle. So what do you want us to do there?
Would you? Well, I could update the spreadsheet, or you could update the spreadsheet.
Okay, I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to bother your work.
It doesn't matter. It was just for fun. So I just set up like all the stuff on there, and if things change, you know, things change, so
Right.
just change it.
And
I don't look at it.
Yeah, it has helped though. So as far as the Moodle goes, I mean, that's the main one that I'm following. And as far as the feedback, you want me to do the feedback as well, correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay.
I'll get, if you guys will get on the spreadsheet, I'll go in and put some. Okay, so then what do we have left to do is you guys, and then I got to turn on modulate. That would be super. That's it. You got to submit the Mendeley assignment, which is either the Google a Day or the Mendeley assignment. So you have to submit that. Otherwise, we're done.
How do you want us to submit the Google a Day? Just upload our pictures and
Yeah,
paragraph?
I will take your word for it.
Okay.
Yeah. It started like as I was doing these, like building in all these accountability things, and I'm like, wait a minute. We're a group of Christians. If I can't trust you, what are we doing?
Well, we're totally cheating ourselves if we don't do it, is what I think.
Well, I hope that you think that. If you don't think that, then I need to redesign because I hate busy work with a passion. So if you don't think that something I assigned was meaningful, I want to get rid of it. So, you know, hopefully, so that's kind of like my general stance when people talk about kids cheating. I'm like, well, you can make it more meaningful to them.
Then they won't feel they need to, yeah.
You know.
So true.
Very true.
I think that's the number one thing I learned in this class, besides all the other all the tools, but making it meaningful. I'm definitely taking that away and immediately going to apply it on a more serious level than I've ever done before. I've always said I was going to do it. I've always kind of tried to do it, but I remember I fall back into the pattern of like, just do it. When they're like, this is boring, I'm like, I know, just do it. I don't want to do that any longer because when I have something boring to do, I'm the worst student in the world. I will clean my house. I will go shopping. I will take a nap. I will do everything but finish that assignment because it means nothing to me. I don't have that in me to do it. So I'm very excited to not hear.
What you want to do is go to my blog and you click on all posts at the top. And I've got like almost 500. So you like see this day where I've got 5 of them posted, you can be sure something was due.
I love it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, what I'd like to do, is there anything that's confusing, you're stressed about?
I have a question on the DIGO assignment.
Okay, the DO assignment.
Yeah, I've been trying to add to the group, but I can't, and everybody's been helping out. But they said I send a request out. I think it was to you because you created the group, but I haven't got anything back.
Let's see if I can log in. Sorry. You should email or text me.
I'm in the zone right now with that paper, that research paper. I'm like, and I've been and I should and I posted it on the Google community.
Yes, look at that. A. Lopez 6415 would like to be approved. Approved. Okay. Sorry. It's fine. It's the first time I'm running the class through. I expect some things to like fall through, and I just need to be flexible on that. That's my fault. That's not your fault. That's my fault.
It's all good. No, it's fine. I do have a question on that same assignment.
Okay.
So we have our community that we developed for the class, and then we developed this community for that resource. Can we go to that community to find where our peers annotated and left highlights on articles? We go to that community to find out the articles that they made notes on, and then we make notes on them?
I think we modified the DIGO assignment to just be that you're going to explore it with no particular requirement.
And I think we wanted us to put in at least 2 articles just to show you that we understand how to do that. But I don't remember you saying we had to annotate anything.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there wasn't any specific things you had to do. I was going to trust that you thought that was kind of cool. And
very
wow,
cool.
I can spend a few minutes, you know, kind of poking around in here. Thanks for the opportunity to give points for that. You know, and I just recently have figured out this like highlighting and leaving a collaborative note, and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool.
I know.
But my feeling is I don't have this boat. So I gotta kind of figure that out because it's kind of like awkwardly hanging there. I don't think it's a bad idea, but because I have the collaborative notes.
Right.
So here's the thing, is like things that work really well in one course design, when you have a different course design, it can be awkward or not work. And then just let this be a lesson about tools. Tools are tools. There is no tool that is a must-have. You have to have this. You have to use. Okay, which, by the way, you guys have to see this. I got my Bing shirt.
All right.
Yeah.
See this?
Love it.
Right.
My best friend is the inventor of Google Spreadsheet.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been, guess what I'm wearing today?
Oh, you.
I tried to get him to come join our hangout, but he lives in New York, and he's like, I'm asleep. Go away.
Sounds like a really good friend.
Right.
Yeah. I'll make sure that I give him some crap for that. So anyway, you know, it's not the tool that matters, and there's no magic bullet, and I hate it when like a school's like, we're all gonna get whatever smart board, this, that, or the other, and they are evaluating you on how you use it, and it's like it doesn't always work or fit, and you shouldn't try and put square pegs in round holes. And I feel like the Digo in this class right now is feeling like a square peg in a round hole, even though in other classes that I've done, I've integrated it nicely. So I don't know. I think still the idea of just saying explore it has some value, but I don't know that my integrating it has a whole lot of value. But I'll take some suggestions. Anybody have any ideas of what you'd like, what I should do with it? Digo?
Well, honestly, I think if I had scheduled my time better and used it earlier, I think it would have been valuable. I think that you put it in Module 1 and ask us to look at it, right?
Yeah.
And we're writing a paper where we should have been taking notes and highlighting on it all along. So I think it was user error on my part. I don't think it was the setup, though, because it came in Module 1. You should explore it. If you found it valuable, then I think that you would have annotated, highlighted, you know, bookmarked them all in that one place. So
see, here's the thing. I feel very strongly that as teachers, we don't own it often enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when kids aren't engaged. I mean, I remember working with one teacher. She's just like, I'm so mad. The kids all failed the quiz.
Oh.
I yelled at them.
Oh, geez.
Well, somebody failed. You know, we're not introspective on ourselves enough to realize that we're not here for ourselves, and it's not about my ego and how I set things up. Everything feels clear to me, and it's going to translate to every person differently. So I love when things fail, because I learned so much from that about just human psychology and how I can, like, connect and be clear. I can't be clear enough. I can't. So I got to always be wanting to refine that. So when you say, you know, it just didn't connect with me and it was on me, no, I did not set up the environment properly to connect that with you. So I like what you said was that about the partners that you guys annotate together, and maybe that's what I need to do is in the collaborative writing, say, put your research, the articles and websites that you find, put them into Digo, and you guys collaboratively annotate them together, and that's how you would explore Digo. I think that, what do you think?
yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, you can upload PDFs to it.
Well, if the PDFs are on, yeah, right.
Mine did. I put 2 on there, and they went on fine.
I think I did too.
PDFs on it then? Okay.
Yeah.
I think almost anything, right? You can
Sure.
bookmark it, save it. I think you can put anything on there.
PDFs don't go on there, some of them.
I've got 2 on there. It went on fine, unless there's a problem on your end. You can't see it, but it said to me that it went through.
Yeah, me too.
So I mean,
One thing I wanted to say about it, though, is I think it's ideal for this kind of an environment with college and adults. It could be also for high school, but with my special day students that have a hard time understanding steps and instruction anyway, it's got too many. It's got too many things to click. And so for me as a teacher, I'm not going to use it with my students. I think we're going to stick with the Google Doc and keep, like, when they find their research, we're going to add it to the same doc so they can see what everyone has brought in, and we're going to learn how to, use the EasyBib add-on on their Google Doc, and we'll do it that way because they need to have everything as black and white as possible.
And I'm not trying to convince you to use any particular tool. I want to expose you to some things that you would. The trick is to correctly apply the right tool to the situation. So just as you said, that doesn't fit there. However, as you're working with colleagues, it might. And you'd like to be aware of it. And then I personally, I don't collaborate with Diego. I just use it for myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Collaborate with myself.
I can definitely see it working with colleagues and collaborating, especially with the Common Core and coming up with a plan on cross-curricular, work. I think it's a good tool for that.
I'm going to choke to death.
Right.
So you must be allergic to the shirt.
I have another question real quick. On the EasyBib, is there, because I got PDFs that I use for the research paper, but I'm trying to put them on our Google Docs, but EasyBib doesn't accept PDFs. It does what? Journals, websites, and books?
I'm having the same problem too. I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay, explain this workflow to me and then I'll fix it for you.
So I got a PDF file on my desktop saved, and I'm using the EasyBib on Google Docs, and I want to put it on there in the reference, but there's no way to add that PDF so you can put it in APA style.
Because it's running a website.
Yeah. So what I did is I used Mendeley. Mendeley created it for me, and I copied and pasted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do extra work just to kind of, I'm going to use EasyBib. Sometimes it's easier to just write the citation yourself.
I really like Mendeley, though, I have to say.
Did you figure out how to drag and drop the citations?
No.
No.
But do you find that, for me, Mendeley doesn't do the APA citations correctly. I wind up having to go to EasyBib to get the citation done right. What do you find with that?
Are you using Google Scholar? Because the citations on there are 90% of the time spot on.
Okay, yeah, I use that a little bit. I've kind of been bouncing around between EasyBib, Google Scholar, and Mendeley.
There is a Chrome extension for Mendeley.
I've got that.
All right.
Someone, Teresa asked.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Annotated bibliography.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's going to bring up the annotated bibliography? I'll do it.
That's so scary. I'm just like so mean to you guys.
No, this is a learning experience for me because Gigi was telling us that we're going to have a class where we're going to be doing this all. I'd rather be exposed to it right now and get feedback and tell me, hey, this is what you need to work on. So when I actually take the class, I kind of know, all right, I know what I'm doing.
So I'm going to confess that my intention was to give you really good feedback this whole summer, and I didn't take into consideration how tired I would be from all the conference.
Jet setting.
And so I'm not gonna make any excuses. It was wrong. I was wrong. I need to give you feedback, and I haven't done it, and that's not good on my part. And I will admit that and confess it, and I will try and get you some feedback, even if it's after the course. But I'm also very good about not holding you accountable for my mistakes. Wow. So ask me your annotated bibliography question.
You said you didn't want a summary of it. You wanted an evaluation of it. I know I went to the Purdue Owl, and then someone recommended the Cornell University. So I was reading those and I was like, whoa, so I gotta go and research these authors, who they are. Do you want it that detailed, or is it like kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
let's see.
See, the idea is there's a lot of crap out there.
Yeah.
And so when you look up an article and you're like, okay, this is the research that's going to be supporting, my points. How do I know that what this person is saying is valid, that they're an authority, that other people look to them to authority, especially when you consider publish or perish, right? So these guys cranking stuff out because their jobs depend on it.
Right.
So, that means there's just a lot of stuff out there by people. Like I was reading one because I'm researching grading, right? So this guy was doing on grading practices about whether or not if you had points count up or if points counted down. So if everyone started at 0 and worked their way up, or if they started at 100 and they lost points, which one was more motivating? Well, they were econ professors, or engineers. I mean, something that had nothing to do. Like they are not experts in that field. And I look at that one article that they wrote, and then I look at all the rest of their research. It's not in the same vein or even close. They just got some bug up their butt and thought, ooh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Right.
You like wanting, I'm a math teacher and I'm going to write something about English.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
I think what I like about the annotated, not doing it, but reading what has been annotated, is it really helped me to sift through the, excuse my language, crap. So I would read what somebody had annotated, and it would tell me something like, it's an easy read.
Yeah.
It would say things like it's an easy read, and the author here has really done a good job at blah 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 blah. So it really zeroes it in on the most important part that we need to know, rather than all the fluff, and that's what it's about.
I agree. So I mean, it's looking at who's referencing that author, why you think it's credible, why you think it's not credible, who's citing them, who are they citing, and using that as information to find other sources so that you can narrow in on the good sources. The idea.
If you guys are doing your thesis, you're going to be looking through so many things to find the right ones that are going to support your thesis, and that is to me, that's the hardest part of writing a thesis, because I've got the great idea, right, and I'm pretty strong opinionated about how my idea is going to come to fruition at the end, but I sure as heck better find some stuff to prove that I'm going to have a strong, valid thesis statement. So that's the hardest part, I think, is finding credible, good stuff out there without having to read through everything.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, the other part of that is who cares about your opinion? I mean, in my doctoral program, some of my students, they get mad, my cohort mates, they get upset about the grades and the comments the instructors give them. And they're like, I have a brain. I'm like, you don't have any research to back up your brain. It doesn't matter what you think. Your life experience is anecdotal.
Right.
You need to have research-based, something that's IRB approved and then peer-reviewed, that someone has said, yeah, that was a valid research to back up what you said. I spend so much time chasing rabbit holes for things that I could probably just get away with just making the statement, but I'm not the authority. No matter what, I'm not unless I have a research paper, and I can't self-plagiarize, so I have to cite myself even. So, I mean, that's the shift to more graduate work, is that your opinion is yours. So special you did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, and for me, as a doctoral student, I'm like, yes, research. The rest of you guys are like, whatever else, you're weird.
You're at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
In the education system by saying, well, I think it would be so nice if we just got rid of grades. Wouldn't that be so cool? Like, that's not gonna institute change. I feel like grades are really abusive. It hurts people's self-esteem, and it has the opposite effect on their
motivation.
And so I need some solid research to back that up, and so that I can go to Congress, whatever. If I told you guys what my life goal is, I've decided.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna be Secretary of Education.
All right.
Very good.
So
Well, it should be somebody who's done research. I don't know who. I mean,
Right.
you would think, right?
Right.
Arnie Duncan's qualifications, he played professional basketball in Australia.
Right.
Whatever.
Oh, that's great.
Trying to get a little taller. I bought some really tall shoes. So I know how to get them. But the point is that as you move up in the levels, as you move into more graduate work, your opinion is valued less than what you can prove. So, you know, at your level, you're looking for what other people say to support your ideas. And for me, I'm trying to come up with original research or whatever. And, you know, those are the bachelor's, master's, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I enjoy it. All right, so what about, did we answer the question about the annotated bibliography?
I think
Yeah.
that makes sense, definitely.
Okay.
I had a question with Module 7 now this week. Are you going to have us do any more reading? Are we doing any more of that stuff? Okay. Okay.
Okay. All we have left is for you to do peer evaluations to give people really good feedback. You're going to give really good feedback so that people can get better. And you're just going to get your Mendeley Flash and your Google Plus. That's it. That's all that's left. We're done.
Say it again because you were kind of jumbling.
You got to submit your signature assignment, which is your paper,
Oh.
to the task stream.
Oh, right.
Let me turn that on. I'll winky eye that on.
And you're going to have things in other classes that you have to turn into that too. So
Yeah. You
I
guys
think
are
we've done it.
your fourth class, right?
I think we've done it almost every class. I mean,
I have no idea how to do it, so I'm just assuming that you guys got that handled.
it's not hard.
It's just an upload.
So, yeah. So, okay, I'm going to winky eye. I'm going to turn on. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to winky eye Module 8 on, even though I didn't, like, write everything. I'll work on that.
Okay, so basically we're still doing the Google Plus community though, correct?
Yes. I don't know about you, and please feel free to disagree. I love the Google community. I like a place to have informal conversations, and and you guys are like finding outside resources and then sharing them. Like, I value that. Like, that's. I'm sure you're not, Teresa. I'm not that. This is Alice who doesn't care. It's summer. It's summer. So, feel free, Teresa, to just put on the Google Plus community. Guys, I am such a big slacker. Here's some Module 1 assignment that I didn't get some peer feedback on. Anyone help me out?
All right. I appreciate it.
No shame.
Okay. Sounds good.
well, now I'm a little worried. I'm going to go to annotate one of my sources and go, why did I sort? What is this? I can't even figure it out.
I know. Yeah. Don't dig too deep.
The point is to filter out. Like, I can't use this source. The annotated bibliography is not what you used. It's the sources you considered.
Oh.
Oh.
Jeez. Okay. I feel even better about it. That's good. Okay.
All right, I'm writing that quote down.
The total wrong way. Obviously.
All right, let me. Okay, hold on. Sources you considered.
Yeah.
It's part of the research process that you filter. Right?
Yes.
Not so much.
Yes.
Writing down your thought process as to why you're like, really, this person's not that credible. I can't include them.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Or, hey, this is the best I got. I couldn't find anything else, even though it sucks. I'm going to use it anyway.
Okay.
And I finally taught Bacon to knock. Oh, wait. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Mini me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering,
Spit it out.
can you tell me something I can build on Minecraft? Because I have ideas.
All right. Goodbye.
Spit it out. No, I wouldn't say that.
I know, right? The future Secretary of Education, spit it out.
Spit it out now.
I have 5 children and I teach math. Don't mess with me.
I have 4. I have 4 kids.
Yeah, I have 5. I have 5 too, but mine are older.
I
Yeah.
hear them wailing up the stairs. Woo, 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 woo. Put their hands on the door and I'm like, don't even bother.
I've got you all beat.
I don't want to hear it. You know that you can hear the cry. You know they're not really hurt. You can.
Right.
I've got you all beat. I have a sick husband.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Better off being at work.
Yeah.
With a class of 20 kids.
Tony and Andrew might have a different opinion, but well, there are more of us.
Hey, I'm a baby. I'm sorry. I'll admit it. When I'm sick, I'm sick.
All right. So I was hoping that we could do a little bit of spreadsheets because that's my thing. And I wanted to make some videos, but I was just never any place quiet, like ever. And I'm like, couldn't. So what kinds of things were confusing that I could like show you? Let me start with that and then see if I can show you a few ninja tricks that you might not know.
I haven't had a chance to, like I did the assignments, but as far as the using the Flubaroo, I'd really like to see what it does because that's something I'd like to use this year when school starts.
That's perfect.
I've been to a couple of presentations and they talked about it and it was awesome. So I just would like to know.
Option one is I'll do it real quick and walk you through it, and then we have the tape here. And option 2 is we can do it together and you guys can set it up.
Can you go through it? I would like option 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
1? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So I'm going to screen share. And then, is it that one? Yes. All right, so we're going to, and then I'm going to, all right, so I'm going to do a new, if you guys started the new Google Forms yet, or excuse me, Google Drive.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been like blogging like crazy. I think I already posted this. And all my Google Drive postings. And then I have started making a series about Microsoft because Microsoft messaged me and said my blog was too googly.
Oh, please.
That's the truth. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Google form.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to freeze the camera myself so you guys can see this. Okay, so I'm going to get started. Ooh, yeah, super. So we're going to call this formative assessment. Okay, and I cannot help but to rant for just 1 second. Formative assessment is not supposed to go in the grade book. It's not supposed to be burned into stone and making the kid feel like a failure forever. Okay, soapbox.
Excuse me. That's why it's called formative.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know how people go.
Yeah.
Did you guys look at my epic rubric?
Yes.
If anyone doesn't understand it, I'd be happy to like walk you through how to do that because it's kind of cool. Anyway, the thing that you'll notice on here is it says choose response destination.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to choose response destination. I'm going to, do you see how it now says always create a new spreadsheet? I click create. So it's going to change it from choose response destination to view responses. And that will be fixed forever. We'll always do that. Okay, so things that I like to ask for are ID number because the kids can't mess that up. Right? Otherwise, today they're Robert, and tomorrow they're Bob, and tomorrow they're Robert Black. Like they'll put all kinds of combinations of their name, which makes it really hard to sort and organize your data. So I'm just going to write name, but I would never do that. I do first name, I do last name, I do student ID number, and I do email address. Then if I'm a high school student, I do period.
Oh.
And then you require the sections. Whoops. Okay, so I got to make this not multiple choice, but text. If I go too fast, let me know. Okay. Do you know the difference between text and paragraph text?
Yeah.
Short response.
Size of the input box? Because if you give the kids a big box, they will feel like they have to put a lot of information. So if you want a short answer, don't choose paragraph text.
And which one did you say that?
Paragraph text is a bigger input box. They can accept equal amounts of text, just the size of the box.
Okay.
So if it's something like, please write a paragraph, blah, 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 about, then that one would work.
Yeah, what color is Red Riding Hood's hood? Text. Explain how grandma is really, and you know,
big difference.
Paragraph text. Okay. So then multiple choice, they can only pick one answer. In check boxes, they can pick multiple answers, and choose from a list is a drop-down list. And I'm going to show you a ninja trick with that in case you don't know it. I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to create a Google spreadsheet. Okay. So I'm going to put a date. So today is 7/28, right?
Mm-hmm.
I type a date. I'm just in a junky spreadsheet. This spreadsheet has to do with nothing. And I say this equals, because if you want a spreadsheet to do something, it has to start with an equal sign. So it equals this date, and let's say we just reoccur this every Monday, right? So it's this date plus 7, right?
Oh, I see. That was on there.
Okay. What? Yeah? No?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, you know, I grab the corner and I pull down.
Yeah.
So these are, now look at each one of them is the date before plus 7. When I double click, you can see the formula. So now what I have is a list of all the Mondays for like a long time. Right?
Right.
So I'm going to copy those and I'm going to go back to my form. And I'm in here in this choose from a list. Where it says option 1, I just paste. You see that? It just put in all those dates at once into your Google form. So if you have a spreadsheet with a list, or you have a document where it's on each one's on a different line, you can copy and paste into multiple choice, check boxes, choose from a list.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as much as you can, you want to use those 3 options when you're doing Flubrew. Because Flubrew only works if they have the exact same answer. Spacebar for spacebar, period for period. So if they put cats, plural, and the answer is cat, it will grade it wrong.
Okay.
Okay? So I try to, as much as I can, it's formative assessment, so even though we hate multiple choice, it doesn't go in the grade book, so just let it go.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so pick a date. What color is red? Okay. And we'll do red, blue. So if they get the right answer, it goes to one question. If they get the wrong answer, it goes to another question. Yes? No?
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
Right. Because I don't want to, if you don't know it, I'll cover it. Do you know here in advanced settings,
Yeah.
you can shuffle the question order? That doesn't make this a quiz. It's not a quiz creator. It's still a survey tool, so don't expect it to be a quiz creator. It's not. Okay. And then I'll do one more. Well, yeah, I'll just do another multiple choice. Okay. What is 5 plus 6? 30, 11, 12, 13, 25. Shuffle the question. Okay, so done. Super. So I've got my form. I make it. I go to more. I need to view the live form in order to get the link. So this is the link that you share with students. Like, is this what they're supposed to be looking at? Yes, that's the link to share. I'm going to paste this in here so you guys can fill it out for me. But before you do, wait, I'm not going to do it yet. The first thing I do is I take it myself as answer key. Before you give it to the students, the very first line of data, the very first line of data, you want it to be answer key. Okay, and so the answer is, now when you guys take this, don't be smarty pants.
Oh.
So now I have put in the answer key. And now I will allow you guys to take that. Go ahead. Oh, I didn't do email. Wait. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Don't. I forgot to ask for email address. Done. Okay. Now you can. I can't send you feedback if you don't have it. Okay. That's my sister. I wonder if she'll get any of them right. Okay. So while you guys are doing that, I can see that there are 7 responses. So I'm going to go to, I'm in the edit screen, I go to view responses, and that's where I'm going to see what you put in and what your answers were. Now, do you guys know how to sort it, whereas you hover over the column indicators?
Yeah.
You get this? You guys know how to do multiple sorts in a spreadsheet, Google Forms spreadsheet? If I want to sort it by name and period, do you know how to do that?
I don't think so.
All right. At the risk of insulting your intelligence, I call this corner over here the awesome box. So, like, and that's not the name, but I don't want to know. I like calling it the awesome box. You see, like, when I click on it, it highlights all the cells, right? So if I right-click on it, it's sort range. You cannot do this otherwise. You have to right-click on the awesome box. This is a ninja trick. Seriously, nobody knows this. You right-click on the awesome box and you sort range. You want to say that your data has heteros. And then, okay, so what am I going to sort it by? I'm going to sort it by, you know, their name and then the date. Like, I can do multiple sorts. So I can sort it by their class period and whether or not they got the question number 5 right and whatever. Their name. Sort it. Okay, so I just want to point that out. I want to do it by the, I want the answer.
Yeah.
So I've got all this data, yay, whatever. So then what I want to do, I'm sorry that's super small, I got to go to add-ons, I got to choose get add-ons.
Yeah, and I've had the Flubaroo already.
Okay, add-ons, and it's a one-time thing, yeah. So I go to add-ons, get add-ons, and I'm sorry if this is super tiny, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. I click on Flubaroo, I click free. Says, will you give me your firstborn child? Absolutely. Yes, accept. Whatever you need. Okay. Done. Okay. So now that it's added, it's up here under add-ons. So I go to add-ons, and I go to Flubaroo, and I just choose to grade the assignment. Okay, here it goes. Thinking about it. And you'll notice it changed the name of the tab down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so the name identifies the student. Now, if it's an essay question, you need to skip the grading. If it's not multiple choice, you need to skip grading. I'm going to make this one worth 5 points and this one worth 3 points. This is formative assessment. I don't have a lot of control over how many points this is worth. Yeah, and that identifies. Okay, continue. Am I confusing anybody? Am I going too slow, too fast?
No, it's fine.
You're good.
Good. Andrew, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. So I go to answer key. I'd like to see Andrew typing in the chat since he doesn't have a camera and his microphone's off. So I go to answer key. All right. Do you guys know this trick where I'm zooming in? I'm on a Mac, so I use command. So if you're on a PC, it's control. So I'll say the PC way. Control plus plus plus. Control plus 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 zoom in.
Yeah.
Control minus 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 zoom out. And control 0 puts it back to normal.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because you guys, like, as I zoom in, I can't see all of it, so I have to keep going back to control 0 frequently. But when you're doing these webinars, when you are, not just these webinars, when you're doing screencasting,
Yeah.
zoom in. Big. Big. Just saying. So I have a few pet peeves. Can you tell? Okay. Yeah, super. View the grades. So anyway, look at all these idiots who just can't, you know, get it right. Samantha, hats off to you. Shame on you.
How do I manage that?
Okay. So now, when I go back up to add-ons, so it's nice, you know, it grades it right away. I'm done, right? I go back up to add-ons. I go to Flubru. There's this one that says edit student feedback. This is the big deal. Edit student feedback. Okay, so I'm going to choose that. And it's subtle. You probably didn't notice, but right now, wait, hold on. Paint can. I'm going to highlight it yellow. Is that it added this column. It wasn't there a second ago.
Oh.
Okay, so when I go to the add-ons, Flubru, edit student feedback, now I can say your hair looks... I have just decided I'm never going to wash my hair again. I went to my friend's house. And she's like, Alice, I'm going to take you to get your hair blow-dried at the salon. She told me she has not washed her hair in 5 years.
Oh, jeez.
That she goes and gets it blow-dried every week. Yeah. So she made me do this, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing this. So, yeah. Do you guys know that I live in the inner city? I'm just going to totally take a slide on this. Like, my neighborhood is, like, ridiculously ghetto. Like, it's kind of scary ghetto. And so I live right across this, there's a salon across from Dickey Park on Blackstone and Divisadero. Right. Yeah. So I'm like, but it's close to my house. I can walk there. So I walked in there, and I've made an appointment. I'm going to go in every week and just have her blow-dry my hair.
Jeez.
Make a lot of videos. Okay, don't touch me.
That's funny.
One time, one year, my administrator, he would just come by my room all the time, just bringing people by my room, I'm like, go away, you're disturbing my class. He goes, but Alice, you're so good, and everyone needs to see what you're doing. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go into my evaluation thinking that I'm going to be doing pretty good, right? And I sit down, and he goes, well, Alice, you just need to get better.
Awesome.
Well, maybe if you're not washing your hair every day, he won't want to come in anymore.
I guess. And so anyway, I'm just like, okay, well, what do I need to do to get better? Because I don't know, you just need to get better.
Oh.
I'm like, thanks. Whatever. Teresa.
Teresa, you took a screenshot of that, right?
That's funny.
Go through it. Give us some feedback. Let's go. Just for the record, Nancy is my sister, so it's all good.
That's great.
If you go back to the add-ons and you go back to Flubru, you know, if people have taken the test in the meantime, you can choose regrade assignment. But I'm just going to go here to email grades, which is why it's really important you ask for email address. Look how easy it is.
Ours collects it automatically, though, because they're all on a Gmail account with the school.
Yeah, if you have a GAF account and you do that, then super. You are so reference. Okay, so hit continue, and you guys are all going to get an email. So, if, you know, before the kids even leave class, they've got all their feedback back. It's so easy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you guys should like practice that because really, I made that last 10 times longer than it really needed to because the short of it is you make a Google form, you go to add-ons, you go to Flubrew, you make sure you take the form with answer key so you have an answer key, and then you just run, run Flubrew, done.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you just got to keep going. Just remember, you have to keep going back to add-ons, Flubrew, so that you can get the feedback, so you can email the grades. You just got to keep going back up there to the options.
Okay.
Okay?
Very cool.
Trying to think of another, like, did you guys practice doing the concatenate where you put stuff together with the ampersand?
No.
No.
You all did my spreadsheet. See, now I know why you asked me if you didn't do it.
Yeah, that was on the. Was it on the advanced one or the basic one?
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't do the advanced. I did the basic.
That's fine. You should, but you know what? The links don't go away. You should consider them.
But I'm just saying, I don't remember that on the basic.
All right. Well, this
Must have been on the advanced.
So if let's say here, like I have chapter.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Because I'm super lazy, I don't want to type like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So what I'm going to do is I just grab the corner and I pull it down. Tell me if I just lost you. Okay? Then I do 1, 2. And I highlight those and I grab the corner and I pull that down. Right?
Mm.
But I want them to be together. So I'm going to put
cells.
Equals what?
Can't you merge the cells?
No, no, no. It'll erase the right-hand one.
Oh.
This is going to change your life. No, I'm serious. It's so simple. You're like, what? Is that what that is? Concatenate. I'm going to write it here in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that's what it was called. I've done it, but I didn't know that's what it was called.
Okay, so I go equals. I want it to equal this cell and that cell. That's it. I want these two together. Boom.
Ooh.
Yay. Like, space bar, Alice. Space bar. Not impressed. Okay, so this equals that cell, and I want a space bar. Now, anything that is text has to be in quotation marks. I'm going to write that down in the chat box, too. Anything that is text.
Okay.
Okay, so that means space bar, it has to be quotation. Okay? And I want it to be what's in that cell. You with me?
Okay.
Whoa, look how sexy that is. All right, now I got a nice space bar in there. Now I can copy and paste this into my Word document. And I didn't have to type out all those chapter 1, chapter 2. Okay, I know you're thinking that was stupid. I'll do another one. What if I have a list of names? Like Alice, Nancy, Paul, Paul. You know what, forget this. I'm going to go to listofrandomnames.com. I use this all the time. You wouldn't think that you would need such a thing, but you're wrong. You do.
Oh, cool.
Right. That is cool.
All right. So, I'm just going to, there I go, right? So I have this list of names, so let me do a couple of things for you. First, what the heck? I've got the first and last name smashed together. What good is that going to do me? Equals split. Wait, I want this one. So I'm going to split up Callie Carballo. What am I going to split her up at?
Space.
Space, but what does all text have to be in?
Quotes.
Quotes, so it's quotation, space bar, quotation. Ready?
Split F3.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
But I'm going to grab the corner and pull down.
Because the formula's in there.
All 50 of them. Now everybody is spaced out.
Okay.
Now here's the thing though. Look when I double click on the formula, it's not really Sue, right? This is not really Ocelia. It's the formula.
Right.
So what you want to do is after you do that is to highlight it and copy, and then you need to paste it, but you need to right click paste and paste special. Hold on, we have to Command 0 this. And I want to paste special. I need to paste the values only. Paste values only. So what that's going to do is going to strip out the formula and replace it with the actual text. So this is something I do all the time. Is I'll write a formula and then I have to. I didn't want the formula. I wanted the content. So I just paste special it. Okay. So now when I double click, you'll see it's their actual name and not the formula. Okay, this is where it gets exciting. What if I wanted last name, comma, first name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Equals last name and
Quotation.
quotation,
Comma.
comma.
Quotation.
Oh, you messed up.
Where's your space?
Oh, you gotta have a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's all right. I always hope people do mess that up. Gotta do quotation, comma, spacebar quotation. Woo! Look at that. Now I've got everybody last name, comma, first name. Oh, yes. Right? Come on.
Oh my word.
Little cool. Okay, but what if you need email address? Whoa. Okay, this equals left. I want the left character of the first name. So I put equals left, left. You can do left, right, and then you can do mid. You can pull characters out of the middle. How many characters do I want? How many characters do I want?
3.
I just want one.
Ah.
A Keeler. Right? That's typical. And I want their whole last name.
Mm-hmm.
And I want quotation at mail.fresnostate.edu or whatever ridiculously long email address that people have. Right?
Right.
Notice it's in quotation. This is like way better if you could see my face and how I'm like super crazy. I'm sure you can hear how crazy I am, but I'm just crazy. All right, so then I pull that down. Boom, I have everybody's email address. Then what do I want to do? What do I want to do now?
Oh, you need to copy
Copy,
special.
paste special, paste the values. So that now, see, it's not a formula, it's their actual email address.
Right.
Okay. Let's crank this up even more. Kick it up another notch. Alright, I'm going to I'm going to merge these cells just for fun. Okay. Mary and Bob are going tracks toward how long until they. Okay, this is a bad one because I wanted to have a whole bunch of numbers in it. So I have a word problem from my textbook, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to say equals, and I want a random number between 1 and, I don't know, 30. So this is girl. Do you notice that number keeps changing?
Yeah. That was crazy. I'd never seen that before until I saw your spreadsheet.
Ran between. It's ran between, right? So I need a random number between, you know. So I use that all the time. That's how I call them students. So I want this one to be equals a random number between. Now he's a little bit speedier, so he's between 50. Okay, everybody with me?
Yep.
Now as I refresh the page or if I type anything, you see that those change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this equals quotation. So I put the whole thing in quotations, right?
Right.
Now what I want to do is I want to replace the numbers in my word problem with my random numbers.
Oh.
Okay, so here is the magic sauce. Let me type this in the quotation, ampersand, ampersand, quotation. This is the magic sauce. This is the awesome sauce right here. So what I do is I go quotation, ampersand, ampersand, quotation. You should write that down somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I need the quotation. Do you see I deleted the 20 and replaced it with quotation, ampersand, ampersand, quotation. I'm going to say that like a million times. Because I need to end the text, and I want to join it with some number, and I want to put the text back. You see it?
Okay.
I would highly recommend you do this as quotation, ampersand, ampersand, quotation, and then put the cursor in the middle to say, okay, what cell do I want in there? I want this one. See, I just click on it. See, now when I push enter, this says 22. Now that says 22.
Ah.
Now that says 13. 1 and 1. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Ready? I'm going to double click. I'm going to replace the 10 with quotation, ampersand, ampersand, quotation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then you.
Cursor in the middle. Click on it. Enter. Now they match.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready for one? Can I do one more ninja trick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to make a table. So I have Mary and I have Bob, and now I have Nancy and Paul. I have Gigi. What's your husband's name, Gigi?
Rich.
And Rich. I have Alice and Barton. I have Jackson and Nixon. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So what's really important is if you want to make a table of values is that you number them in order. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, I'm going to move these. This equals rand between, okay? So what whoa, sorry. Control Z. Just want to move this over here. Okay. So what I want to do is, since the 2, I want to say Nancy and Paul. Right? So I say this equals V lookup. Vertical lookup. It says, go look up this number in a table. So you make a table. Say, I'm going to look up this number. Sorry, I have this Chrome extension that's pretty awesome. I look up this number in the table, comma, here's the table. Okay, so look up this number, comma, here's the range of the table. Am I losing anybody? Or you're not paying attention? I don't care. Whatever you want.
No, yeah. No, I'm paying attention.
Okay, so then what am I looking at? It references the first column 100% of the time. It references the first column. I want the girl's name. The girl's name is in column
1.
I know it's tempting to say M, but you can't do it. You have to say 2. It's the second column.
Mm-hmm.
It's relative. All right?
Oh, I see. Because that, yeah.
Okay, so it says look up this value in this table and look at the second column.
Gotcha.
Yeah? The other thing I like to do is on that table, I like to do absolute cell referencing. So if you're not familiar with this, it locks it down, because you know when you grab the corner and pull down, it copies the pattern. This freezes it, so it's like, no, seriously, like the table's right there and it doesn't move.
Gotcha.
So on that table, I always freeze that, okay? With the dollar signs, enter. And then this next one equals VLOOKUP. I'm going to look up that same number. I'm going to look it up in the same table. But this time I'm going to look at the
third column.
And I got to go through and put the dollar signs. Dollar sign, lock down the L. Dollar sign, lock down the 12. Dollar sign, lock down the N. Dollar sign, lock down the 16. And also 3, I think. Okay, so right, do you see how they're now paired up? Okay. So now I'm going to do this equals. This will be a little bit tricky. I need the first one to be. Uh-oh, I got the girl and the boy mixed up. No, I just didn't write. That's my fault. Okay, so it takes the supposed girl's name and. Okay, so I'm going to replace Bob here. So it's quotation, ampersand, ampersand, quotation. Right? And so that's going to be the boy's name. Okay, then I got to replace Mary here. So it's quotation, ampersand, ampersand. And that one's the girl's name. And then we have Bob's house. So quotation, ampersand, ampersand. Boy's name. Boy's name. Quotation, ampersand, ampersand, quotation. Boy's name. Girl's name. Quotation, ampersand, ampersand, quotation. That's okay, Gigi.
I'm sorry.
Fine. I'm done. This is my last thing I'm going to do. Enter. Oh, no. What did I do wrong? Crap. Looks right. M3. Oh, right. There's no quotation here. And the quotation goes here. That was my problem. Okay, so you'll notice now as I type something, it's dynamic. I just made my question dynamic.
And it will change.
So this is on the video, and so that's it. I can't show you anymore. Information overload. But hopefully those are a few really super cool ninja tricks that nobody that you know knows, and that would be really super impressive. And the reality is just using the ampersand. You're like, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. It's just remembering that if it's text, it has to have quotation.
Right.
So you notice it's text ending in quotation. Okay, so I hope that was fun. It was fun for me.
I liked it. I liked this. I liked having the spreadsheet. I want to go back through both of them again. I'm sure I will.
Yeah, and feel free to reach out to me and ask me questions. And you know how to find me. Twitter's the best place to find me. But I'm kind of sad. This is our last one, so we're basically done. Is there anything anyone wants to wrap up? Gigi's running away. Real.
No, I just want to say that I've enjoyed this a lot, and I'm gonna be thinking about you guys and praying for you that the rest of the program goes well for you, and that you get even half as good of an instructor on the next class.
Oh, thanks.
No.
It's been great. Thanks for all your help.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I liked collaborating, and that really meant a lot, and I've learned a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
It does feel like writing code, Teresa. Does anybody else want to ask anything, throw anything out there, cry a little bit?
I know. Oh, I'm kind of sad because I'm afraid this may be the last time we do this kind of a hangout or any. I mean, it's the first time we've done it, so I don't know that we'll do it as a class.
The program or us? We've done this.
I don't know. Well, in the program, I mean, like we were saying in the beginning, I talked to each of you in Moodle, but it's totally different doing it this way. And so I like it.
All right, so if I can, I'm going to turn off the broadcast because I'm going to say things that are politically incorrect.